Dawn, 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 dawn. Okay, I'm just gonna stop there. Hello everyone, this is 22 Tiger Dude here, and welcome to my top 10 best movies of 2014. The time has finally come. I'm gonna basically give you guys my top 22, just because since I'm 22 Tiger Dude, why not do a top 22 just for the fun of it? The main focus will be my top 10. But yes, you guys, there could be some movies you love that aren't going to be in this list. So if you don't agree with it, that's okay, because film is subjective, but this list is just all based on my own opinion. There were 19 movies in the year 2014 that earned my honorary 4 out of 4 star rating. The movies that are near perfect or perfect to me. But there's going to be a few movies I gave 3.5 out of 4 stars that are going to be in this list as well. So just to explain it to you all, my number 22 to 20 are going to be the movies I gave 3.5 out of 4 stars. And then from number 19 all the way to my number 1, those are going to be the films that I rated 4 out of 4 stars that I gave throughout the entire year of 2014. Number 22, Gone Girl. Really great movie, great performances, amazing direction by David Fincher, a very dark, very gritty, crazy movie that has a very immersive storyline. Number 21, Big Hero 6. Disney just hits it again with their animated features, and Big Hero 6 just has wonderful animation, a great message about grief, and it has a great blend of the Avengers and the Incredibles mixed in together. You get yourself a very heartwarming and just a very genuinely amazing Disney animated feature. Number 20, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm hooked on a feeling, bam, bam, bam. I'm high on believing, bam, bam, bam. Great job to Marvel with this movie, with awesome characters, awesome music, and very awesome action sequences. Guardians of the Galaxy was just a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Number 19, Tracks, an amazing true story on this woman that had to travel over 1,000 miles in the desert. Like, seriously, you have to be one of the most committed people to do something like that. But how this film told that incredible and very inspiring true story was just phenomenal. And Mia Wasikowska just gives possibly the best performance in her entire career. Number 18, Godzilla. An awesome movie with a very cool storyline that has a very nice build up to Godzilla when we finally get to see him in the finale. Edwards just does a very nice job making me feel like one tiny speck when we're in those moments of actually seeing Godzilla. Number 17, Snowpiercer, a very interesting and great movie about social commentary between the poor and the rich. A very great storyline that makes you think at the same time. Chris Evans just owns his role in the movie, and the rest of the performances were very well done. Number 16, Boyhood, probably one of the most dividing movies for a lot of people. Some find it to be a very pretentious and boring movie, which is understandable, and then there's some that think it's a wonderful experiment for Richard Linklater to do. Personally, I think it was a fantastic thing for Richard Linklater to try. Wonderful writing, wonderful direction from Richard Linklater. It feels so raw. I would have loved this movie even if it took 2 years to make, just because in general it's just a great movie, in my opinion at least. I do understand why it's not a film for everyone. Number 15, Vendetta, a very well directed and very immersive movie. A wonderful Western movie, but it's not your Western movie where it's all like, get it here partner. No, this is a raw drama Western movie. Great sense of humanity, and you do appreciate life and what you have in life, because, you know, not everyone is going to have an easy life. So watching a movie like Vendetta, it does make me grateful for the life that I do have. Number 14, Whiplash. Amazing performance from Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. Awesome drum beats, amazing music, an intense and freaking great finale. Whiplash is just freaking awesome. Number 13, The Guest. It's pretty much Drive meets Halloween when you have the 80s music vibe that Drive gives you, but you get the John Carpenter vibe in The Guest as well. There's great suspense. Dan Stevens just kills it. He makes a great debut actor as well as Micah Monroe. Number 12, Life Itself. This documentary was a great way to show the career life of Roger Ebert and his relationship life with his wife as well as Gene Siskel. He was one of my inspirations for really starting this channel, and he is the reason why I do use the 4 out of 4 star ratings here on my movie reviews for my channel. It got me a little bit emotional because, you know, it's Roger Ebert and he will be missed. So rest in peace to Roger Ebert and Life Itself. Thank you for paying a great honor to Roger Ebert. And number 11 is The Raid 2. Holy shit is all I gotta say for this movie. There were so many moments where I went, oh shit, oh god damn, ooh. I reacted a lot watching The Raid 2. When you could have me reacting throughout the whole movie, holy shit, you know that you're doing yourself a damn great job there. It takes the action and it takes the violence to a whole new level. Now let's get to my top 10 best movies of 2014. Here we go. My number 10 is Begin Again. I saw this movie the day before my birthday, and I gotta say, I'm so glad this movie came out on my birthday weekend because, man, I really, truly love Begin Again. I knew when watching this movie that this would totally be one of those movies that hits home run for me because how it was executed, how Begin Again was told, it was just amazing. I love the music in here. Keira Knightley was wonderful. She sings beautifully. Mark Ruffalo was great. Haley Steinfeld was great. Everyone does a really great job in Begin Again. And the movie really has a great message about you're gonna hit a very dark place in life. You're gonna really hit rock bottom, but that doesn't mean that's the end of your life. Eventually you're gonna rise back up and you're going to begin again. I loved how the movie just expressed that so well. And Mark Ruffalo and Keira Knightley, you know, there was surprisingly no cliched love relationship between them. And I thought that was pretty refreshing, you know. They still had a very good chemistry with each other, even if they weren't having like feelings for each other. It was just one of those heartfelt and feel-good movies. I love movies like that, and Begin Again definitely delivered it to me. I love Begin Again, and it is by far one of the best movies of 2014. And it was just a wonderful movie to come out on my birthday weekend. Number 9, speaking of breath of fresh air movies, it's Chef. It has very fresh and original writing from Jon Favreau, who also directed the movie and starred in the movie. And I really like Jon Favreau. He doesn't really make much movies, especially when it comes to him actually being in the movie, but I thought Jon Favreau was great here. Everyone in this movie was great. They weren't trying to go for the Oscars or anything like that. It was just a movie that wanted to tell a story, but at the same time wants you to have a great time at the theaters, because that's what going to the movies is all about. You want to get invested, but you also do want to have fun, and Chef delivered on both of those things. And man, was I hungry as a motherfucker after this movie. Chef is just wonderful though. John Leguizamo, I'm so glad Jon Favreau gave John Leguizamo a chance to shine in the movie, because I feel like John Leguizamo doesn't really get the credit he deserves as an actor. Robert Downey Jr., for the 3 minutes of screen time that he has, he was awesome. Sofia Vergara was actually really good too, where she doesn't play the cliched, screamy and loud character that she does in Modern Family. She was actually a very calm and actually understanding ex-wife. She and Jon Favreau, they're divorced, but you could tell that even if they're divorced, she cares for Jon Favreau and she does want him to succeed with this whole food truck business. And it does have a very wonderful and heartfelt father-son storyline going for it as well. Number 8 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Oh yes, and of course, speaking of having a fun time at the movies but telling a great story, that would also go to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It fits very well with the whole spy genre when you really think about it. It's a great superhero slash spy type-ish movie, and I thought Captain America: The Winter Soldier pulled it off so well. Captain America: The First Avenger was great. I think that's a very underrated movie. I really enjoyed that one, but I do think The Winter Soldier just steps up from its original film. Of course, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Anthony Mackie, Samuel Jackson, and the rest, they all do a great job. The action scenes are thrilling, the storyline was awesome, it's so well directed from the Russo brothers, and overall, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, hell yeah, America, it's great. Number 7 is Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Birdman is just a very unique, original movie that has wonderful cinematography. You have to really respect the fact that this film, it takes one continuous shot, pretty much for like 99